Welcome to Park Center High School for the Park Center Holiday Showcase Girls Basketball Tournament. Day number 2 here as it's Park Center taking on Minnetonka. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Ryan Iverson. And Park Center has got a youthful team, Ryan, but a 7-2 start, and that includes a whipping of Lakeville North on the first night of this tournament. They look pretty good.
Lakeville North is a very good, high-quality team, and their only 2 losses have been to top 10 opponents as well in STMA and Eden Prairie. So very young, but very talented, very athletic. I'm excited to watch them play tonight.
Minnetonka's obviously had a great program. They've been a little bit up and down so far. They've played a tough schedule. They've gone 6-4, and Leah Dasovich, our coach, said at times pleasantly surprised, and at other times you kind of say, oh, we got some learning to do.
Join the club as a coach, right? Sometimes you're thrilled, and sometimes you're frustrated, and that's the growing pains, especially when you got new players. They lost some talent over the last couple of years, and that's just part of the struggle. So how do you get consistency out of 15, 16, 17-year-old girls? That's the hardest thing about coaching.
Let's talk about key players to look at in tonight's game. For Park Center, a girl who's been really lighting it up, really one of the more talented players in the state as a sophomore, Adalia McKenzie.
I'm so excited to watch her in person. I've seen some of her clips on tape this year. She had a great summer in the AAU circuit. I mean, a very highly recruited player. I'm excited to see her. She can be in a variety of ways. She's strong, she's quick, she can get to the basket. She plays great defense too, and really, as she goes, this Park Center team goes, coming off of 30 points against Lakeville North, excited to see her have a big night tonight.
And averaging 27 a game so far. And for Minnetonka, we're going to talk about a senior kind of stalwart in their lineup. Blake Greer is somebody who can shoot the ball well. You don't really want to give her a lot of open looks.
And she's averaging about 5 attempts per game, so she can stretch the floor. Minnetonka has pretty good balance. She's their leading scorer right at 10 points a game. Tonight's question mark is, can Minnetonka score with Park Center? Can they get it up in the 60s and the 70s? And Blake's going to have to hit a bunch of outside shots and really be shooting the deep ball well for that to happen tonight.
All right, these teams want to end the 2018 portion of the schedule on a high note. It's Park Center and Minnetonka coming up next here on CCX.
First time I tried Vicodin, it was laying around my mom's house. And then I kept taking them whenever I could get them. I didn't know they'd be this addictive. I didn't know how far I'd go to get more.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
And welcome to the Park Center Holiday Showcase here. Our last game of the day on day number 2. It's Park Center at 7-2 taking on 6-4 Minnetonka Skippers here. I'm Jay Wilcox. Ryan Iverson will be joining me for tonight's broadcast as well here as the Pirates looking to follow up their great performance against Lakeville North on night number 1. Here's the starting lineup for Barb Metcalf and the Pirates. Aaliyah Ragulin at a guard spot along with Lauren Frost, Kayla Cox, Adalia McKenzie, and Tanae Griffin. It's a young group, no seniors on this Park Center team. Minnetonka definitely some youth as well, with 3 sophomores and a freshman in their starting lineup for Coach Leah Dasovich. Desiree Ware has come over from Maranatha Christian Academy along with Piper Terry, Sophie Hayden, Blake Greer, and Katie Lyson for the Skippers, who come into this game again at 6 wins and 4 defeats. There is a look at Leah Dasovich, the Minnetonka head coach, and obviously has had some good success winning a state title a couple of years back, and a younger team, and it's always hard to be patient, but you kind of know you're going to have to be when you got a lot of young players playing.
And when you have young players too, it's worth those growing pains, because either by the end of the year or that next season, generally that's when you get to reap the rewards of it too.
There's a look at Barb Metcalf, a longtime successful coach in North Dakota, and came down to take over the Park Center program last year. They got to a section final before being knocked off by Roseville, and off to a very impressive start this season here. They've already gotten a couple of key wins, beating Prior Lake, beating Maple Grove was a key one certainly for their conference, especially as they're probably considered two of the favorites in the West Division of the Northwest Suburban. And then you said the pasting of Lakeville North on the first night of this tournament. Barb admitted to me, she said, yeah, that was probably our best game of the year, our most complete game. They came out ready to play and did a lot of good things. And Minnetonka beat Cretin-Durham Hall. They had some, kind of some ups and downs, but they won by 7 here on this court, or at this school yesterday in the opening round of this. So it's a 2-day event, not a bracketed tournament. It's kind of predetermined who you're going to play, but a nice showcase for girls basketball.
Well, and they always get 4 really good teams, too. You see really good games all across the board, and fun to see the 9th, 10th, and JV teams all playing as well. And I'll tell you, this time of year is a fun year because you want to stay in shape. You don't want to not do anything over the holiday break. So kind of a fun, good bonding experience, too, for all the girls, and excited to see good teams here go at it.
Griffin will jump it up against Sophie Hayden, who is 6'3". Griffin giving up a little size, but a great athlete at 6 feet tall.
Well, I think Sophie Hayden is tonight, with her height, averaging just under 10 points, but averaging almost 8 rebounds too. I'd be interested to see if Minnetonka looks to play inside out, because Park Center does not have that same height to combat her. So that might be one strategy that the skippers look to employ here early.
Hayden wins the tip back to Ware. Tonka has first possession here as Greer gets it back to Ware. Minnetonka would like this game to be at a slower pace than what Park Center would like to see. Ware attacking here, and it's out of bounds. It hits Ware as she's standing out of bounds, so it will be Park Center basketball.
Well, and Ware's one of 3 players that averages over 9 points, or 4 players, excuse me. So Minnetonka has good balance. She's got great speed too, as she showed it there getting to the rim.
They'll come out zone here, trying to make Park Center work for baskets and not get up and down the court. Here's McKenzie getting free. Nice dish over to Cox. Passed up a potential shot. Lauren Frost will let it fly from the left wing. That's way short. Rebounded, though, by Cox, and they'll get another crack at it. 2-3 zone here for the Skippers.
Well, and interesting, too, Coach Dasovich talking about maybe trying to slow the pace down a little bit, and that's a great thing to do. 2-3 zones, for whatever reason, slow teams down. Teams forget that they can penetrate against a 2-3 zone, and there's some quick hands right there by Cox. But I like that strategy here coming out of the gate, trying to slow it up, maybe take some of that quickness that Park Center has away from them.
Her big keys were protect the ball, don't give it away, and also keep Park Center off the offensive glass as much as possible. There's Frost rebounding the miss from Katie Lyson.
Well, Lyson, too, at 6 foot, has got good height. She's going to get the second tallest defender, and that's an advantage, too. They got to be able to convert those when they get those opportunities.
Cox from the wing won't go. Tipped free to Griffin, but then lost it. Skippers pushing it the other way. Here's Ware for the layup. It's good.
Great throw ahead that time, getting your head up. Nice job by Greer, and great finish, too, by Ware. Did you see how she kept that ball up high, avoided the steal?
Griffin attacking and was fouled there. I think was fouled more than once, even really on the way there, but she will go to the free throw line here.
She gets to the free throw line a lot, and I'll tell you what she did there that was great is she probably didn't have much of a chance to make that shot, but you see how she went searching for the contact, went strong, and again, referees are going to reward you more often than not when you do that. It's an art to draw fouls, but then they're called free throws, right? They're free points. You got to be able to knock them down and take advantage of that.
Griffin missing on the first. We'll get another opportunity here to get her team on the board. Second one is perfect, and it's a 2-1 lead now for Minnetonka, and Park Center will come with pressure. And it immediately pays dividends as Frost up with the steal after the pass was tipped. Oops, but then threw it away.
Again, after those made free throws, after out of bounds like this, you're going to see Park Center kind of in a 1-2-2 full court press. Minnetonka has to be able to handle this pressure. And the thing is, if you can handle the early pressure, there's another turnover, you can get layups on the back end of it.
Griffin forced wide there and took a tough shot. And Ware and Cox are all tangled up there. And another turnover. Let's see, who's this foul going to be on? It might be against Minnetonka, I think, after the turnover, Piper Terry.
And actually not a bad foul. If she doesn't commit that foul, Park Center has a 3-on-1 fast break going the other way. So not a bad foul. You see Coach Dasovitz going to take a timeout and just talk about, like you mentioned, the importance of taking care of the basketball. You handle pressure up front. If you can get it over the top, a lot of times you'll find 2-on-1, 3-on-2 matchups, but you got to handle that initial pressure, ball fakes, and hard, good passes. You got to come to the ball too.
And don't be in a hurry all the time. I mean, the defense wants to speed you up, and you know, it's easier said than done. I understand that part, but you just kind of keep your fundamentals sound, looking up court. And I think a great point about pass fakes. And so many young players haven't quite gotten that in their head yet, how important that can be. Mike Bray, who's now the coach at Notre Dame, was my college coach, always used to talk about, you control the pace. Don't do what the defense is trying to make you. And if you're Park Center right now, don't play slow against that zone. You can see a shot just a little bit strong there. Griffin missing, but they get it right back. Now McKenzie will pull up from the wing. That one is short. Griffin the board and scores it.
And she's so active at 6 foot. She moves so well. She's got long arms too. Minnetonka with that size advantage has to keep her from getting those second chance points.
And there's a steal by McKenzie. 3-on-1. McKenzie
nice
drops it off. Layup good, Ragulin.
Beautiful pass. No look pass. How about having your center be able to lead the break?
Back the other way, and the layup is good there for Hayden.
There you go. You break that pressure, and you're strong with the ball. You can get good looks.
So a 5-4 lead for Park Center. Frost putting it up short. McKenzie the rebound, scores.
You know, that's what great players and great scorers do. Maybe you're off a little bit on a jump, but you find other ways to score. And she goes and grabs an offensive rebound there and puts it back in.
Hayden stops, pulls up, and hits.
That's a good sign for Minnetonka, getting her active early. Again, handling that pressure, throwing it over the top, you get a good shot.
Long one there, too strong from Ragulin, but it comes back to her and she scores. Nice. 5-3, but got to that rebound.
And those that say effort, I mean, it's all effort and heart on a lot of rebounding.
Hayden this time back across court to Ware, no good, and Frost will push the tempo the other way. McKenzie taking a tough shot there, not close.
You know, she's settling too, it feels like. She knows that shot's open, and sometimes you want to just take the first shot that presents itself, and you could probably get a better shot.
No good on the drive, and then Lyson, I think, thought she got fouled there. He knocks that one into the bottom of the rim. Ragulin will shoot it up short, and Greer is there.
Well, I think if you're Park Center, you like the pace right now. It seems to be getting up and down pretty quick. I think that favors the Pirates. You know, in Minnetonka, that's why offense is so important. If they can make a shot, it allows them to kind of slow the pace down and get their zone defense set up.
Frost with the steal. Ragulin with an easy 2 on the layup. Her third bucket, and Minnetonka needs another timeout, as some of the things they talked about are costing them right now, and they trail at 11-6.
How about Lauren Frost that time? Could have taken it in herself and got a layup. I love seeing that unselfish play. Gives it up to a teammate, and Ragulin just plays with a bunch of energy, and she's giving him a good spark. You know, and how many points of that have come off transition or off of turnovers for the Pirates? The last couple really, Jay, have been unforced, right? Just kind of some rushed passes when teammates aren't looking. You just got to slow down, settle down, and make a smart play.
Yeah, when you on a nightly basis, when you can get as many points as they do off of either layups in transition or offensive rebounds, it takes the pressure off of needing to really shoot well every single night.
Yep. Well, and when you can score in a variety of ways, that's why I like scorers better than shooters. Shooters can have bad nights and they don't give you anything because they don't really bring anything to the table. You know, McKenzie here has forced a couple of quick shots, but she found other ways to get involved. Had a nice steal on defense, saw that great offensive rebound and finish. So you're absolutely right. Great teams can beat you in a variety of ways, and it's not always because they're playing great offensively, but Defense is helping create opportunities, turnovers, that sort of thing.
And McKenzie knocked it loose. Ragulin up with it.
Oh, nice.
McKenzie in the middle of the lane, flips it up and in.
That was a great pass by Kayla Cox that time.
And Olivia Kempfen is in there now, number 4 for Minnetonka. And a cross-court pass there, just
save.
barely saved by Greer. Also in is Molly Omi, number 20.
Oh, what a move.
Well, Lyson able to finish it from way out there, a scoop layup.
Yeah, and she's got those long legs. She only took one dribble from the three-point line. That was a really nice move. You just see Minnetonka playing too fast, right? Just not being comfortable on offense.
And it goes to Griffin and scores with the left hand. Park Center making it look easy there.
Yeah. And there was no help. They were fronting her, but there was no help on the backside, so she's able to get an easy layup.
They knocked it free and then thrown out of bounds by Kempfen. And Kempen is Minnetonka continuing to struggle with how to attack that pressure. You know, on a couple of occasions they've made maybe like a first nice pass, but then the next one, or they're not protecting the ball enough on the dribble.
They almost seem panicked when they get it. Like they can't wait to get rid of it, and they end up throwing it a little bit too soon. So you just got to slow down and take care of the basketball. Minnetonka's gotten good shots in their half-court offense when they haven't turned the ball over.
Ooh, tough pass to get through, but
nice
they got
pass.
it over to Griffin, and then she sets up McKenzie for 2. She has 3 hoops already. Ragulin has 3 hoops, and Griffin has a couple of buckets and a free throw.
Well, how about Griffin? Only a sophomore, but knowing the double team comes, knowing where to look to get an open shot for her teammate. They luckily there Minnetonka didn't get a turnover, but there's a lot of kids at a young age that know how to score. But to understand the double team and where to look, I mean, that's an art. You see guys in the NBA that still haven't figured out. Karl Anthony Towns, for example, still hasn't figured out how to pass out of a double team. But I'll tell you what, this Tanae Griffin is very impressive for only a sophomore.
17-8 Park Center lead. Ware picking up the dribble out on the wing, and now in a little bit of trouble, and it'll be a 5-second count.
When you felt the energy level, you saw the Park Center bench. As soon as the ball was picked up that time by Ware, I mean, it was like they just full denial mode. And that's where as a guard, you'd never want to pick up your dribble unless you know where you're going to go with the ball.
Piper Terry back into the skipper's lineup here. Ragulin giving it to McKenzie, flashing out high, and quick pass back to Ragulin, who shoots at no good. McKenzie hustling, keeping it alive briefly, but it goes out of bounds.
Great effort going after that offensive rebound. I think Minnetonka, if they're going to live with a shot, it would be Ragulin shooting that 3.
Got it to Ware up the middle, chance for 2-on-1, and nice. Ware a strong finish.
Yep, and she's only a 9th grader as well. Very talented young player, and I'll tell you, when she gets that head of steam going, she's got great speed and quickness. That time did a nice job finishing.
Cox over to Ragulin. Tonka in that 2-3 zone. McKenzie will turn and shoot too strong. Griffin, the offensive board, nice spin, and nice she's fouled.
Again, Minnetonka, I think, getting what they want accomplished in the zone, taking a 3, but then you got to finish that possession off. You got to box out, and right now Griffin is just a monster on the boards. Look at her, not only get it, Jay, but look at the spin to go in the contact. And that's one, as she gets a little bit older and stronger, she will finish that through the contact.
Free throw is good. Omi, who committed that last foul, checks out, and Sophie Hayden back in. Griffin knocking down a pair. So the lead is 9 for Park Center. Ooh, a pass just getting to Ware, a 3-on-1. Nice jump stop move and a foul on McKenzie as Piper Terry took it to the hoop. Maybe the first foul on Park Center.
Well, and that's what you got to do when the teams are pressuring you like that. You have to be able to draw fouls. You have to be able to backdoor. You got to use that as a disadvantage for the defense. And I'll tell you, Park Center, they will foul you because they're very aggressive on defense. I used to always love, Jay, playing those kind of teams because shot fakes, ball fakes, all that stuff works really well when a team is really aggressive defensively. But if you play scared and they sense that, they will hound you.
Terry makes a pair for Minnetonka. They are down by 7.
Oh,
Frost, great dish to Griffin.
That is just a beautiful no-look pass, and that's one thing the zone, you have to have your hands up. And there's going to be another turnover. But when you play zone, if you get your hands up, right, you take away those passing lanes. But if your hands are down, I mean, watch her just thread the needle right there. I mean, just a great pass.
And it kind of reminded you of a quarterback looking off the defense, too, because she looked toward the corner, and you saw in that replay the lower player in the zone started to shade out to the corner.
Oh, nice pass.
And there's Hayden finishing from Greer.
I'll tell you, Greer's done a nice job of distributing here against that press. She's really been the one person for Minnetonka that looks confident handling pressure.
Griffin has to get it out of there, back out to Cox, and she'll knock down a 3. And it isn't just the real well-known ones on this team that can play some ball, and obviously that's going to be a key as they go down the rest of the season. Here's where was fouled. The whistle came a little late, but Griffin will be called for the foul here.
I think Park Center's upset because they're wondering why the referee right in front of the play didn't make that call. I'll tell you, if Park Center can get shots like that from Kayla Cox and Laura Frost shooting from the outside and even Regulin, then they have that great inside-out mix with Griffin, and then you have just the all-around attacking ability of McKenzie. You can see why they're averaging 75 points per game and a handful to try to defend.
Lyson coming back into the Tonka lineup as Ware goes 2 for 2 at the line. She's had a solid start to this game, 6 points. Now Minnetonka with a little trap coming.
A little different type of pressure, right? It's just more like to slow them down, and there they get a turnover out of it, which is great for the Skippers.
Lyson into the front court, her team down by 8. There's a nice return pass to Lyson, but then Griffin came down with the help and knocked it away.
Yeah, just about a second slow there on that pass. It was the right idea, and Lyson just got to get that a little bit quicker and would have had a layup for her teammate.
Greer will inbound here for the Skippers. Oh, they had a pretty easy inbound there and ran away from it. Down low, looking inside. Here is a turnaround. It spins in and out for Hayden. She kept it alive, though. Drive down
nice
the
step
lane,
through.
but it wouldn't fall, and Griffin grabs the rebound.
Great move, great way to split the defenders there. You just got to finish that one.
The trailer is Griffin. Nice feed, but a nice aggressive catch to make sure she met the ball there, too.
Well, she's 6 feet tall, but she's quick, too. She's quick like a guard. You could see her foot speed that time, just able to position herself for a layup. Oh, what a pass.
Frost the steal. Cox the layup and one, and that's Park Center basketball right there.
You get a layup from your center. You set up the press. Lauren Frost with a great steal, and how about the no look? Watch her athleticism here, going up to get that steal, but right here, boom. Just a beautiful pass and then a nice finish, too, by Cox. And, Jay, you're right. That is Park Center basketball, right? In transition, off a turnover, getting out and running, unselfish, and a great finish.
Chloe Sink, number 11, will check in here for Park Center. First substitution that they have made. And Cox able to finish the three-point play right there. And now coming in also for the Pirates is Anaya Rubin.
Which does happen to be my favorite type of sandwich also. Just thought I'd share that.
8th grader, and a good one at that.
Yeah.
Well, we may see some of the 7th grade sensation, Olivia McGill, too. She was dynamite in the JV game in the second half. And a foul here as a drive to the hoop, and Frost will be whistled for the foul as Lyson took it strong.
Yeah, you're seeing it more and more, really at top-level programs. You know, Hopkins starting an 8th grader, STMA has an 8th grader starting. You're seeing girls that are younger and younger, but so talented, and not just playing, but starting and being, you know, a big part of the program. So it's just an unbelievable thing to see these young kids playing at the varsity level. Well, Minnetonka sure knocked down their free throws, which you have to do. you get fouled, and you got to put that kind of pressure on Park Center's defense, but you got to make them pay at the line.
6 out of 6 so far for Tonka in that regard. 29-18, Park Center with the lead. McKenzie crosses over now over to Frost. Frost will fire it up there. It's in and out.
That's where you got to be careful.
And out of bounds off of Minnetonka's Piper Terry as they doubled her up.
You know, and the first thing that Piper did there is she dribbled with her head down, right? You got to see and recognize 2 players on you, and 2 players as quick and as good with their hands as Park Center. You got to give that one up and find the open girl.
McKenzie will drop the pass off, and that one knocked down off the bench by Rubin.
Well, Rubin gets the credit. It was a great shot, but that's another thing that McKenzie's going to start to understand. She commands so much attention that if she gets the defense to collapse, you kick it out, you're going to get your teammates wide open threes.
14-point lead, biggest of the game here for Park Center. And a corner 3 won't go. Saved, but right to McKenzie. McKenzie a little pull up. That one is short. Ware pushing it back the other way. And shot no good on the attempt by Piper Terry, and then we get a foul in the backcourt.
And I think that was just a frustration foul, right? After the layup with some contact and just not being able to make it. That's what those kind of fouls you just don't want to commit. That's going to be her 3rd, too. You know, you just got to be smarter than that. You know, and Piper Terry is their leading scorer, too, only a sophomore as well. But they're going to need her in the game. They're going to need her scoring if they're going to get back involved in this game.
Park Center succeeding in a lot of ways of making this the type of game that they want to see. And there's Frost getting an offensive rebound.
She's everywhere, it seems like, tonight.
Yeah, you think about how, and look at that shot. Wow, Lauren Frost with an unbelievable reverse layup, all one hand.
She deserved that one, hustling down, getting the offensive rebound. She's had a number of great passes. What a beautiful one-handed shot.
There's Frost with the rebound. That shot could win you some horse games, I think, right? Who's going to duplicate that?
But to do it in a game without using that other hand at all, I mean, that's Michael Jordan type move, and that was beautiful.
Frost going to let it fly for 3. It was straight but short.
It was right on our angle there. It looked like it was going nothing but net, but just a little bit short.
Skipper's looking to get a good possession here. Greer will be called for the travel.
Well, and Greer, again, we highlighted her. Watch this move. Again, double spin right. She goes again, but look at her just keep the ball with one hand, too. That's a tough angle, too. Beautiful move. You know, we highlighted Greer in the pregame, Jay, and she's a tremendous shooter. We haven't seen her even get a shot off yet, and she's had a couple of nice passes, but I think Minnetonka needs her scoring, needs her shooting to be able to keep pace with the Pirates.
Cox will pull up from the wing. It's short. Another offensive rebound, but just couldn't quite pull it in. Rubin got her hands on it.
You know, I know Kayla Cox missed that shot, but you know what I like, Jay? Is she didn't just settle for the 3. She saw there was an opening, took 2 dribbles, got a mid-range jump shot. Even though she missed it, that was the right move. And you like to see kids shoot that instead of always either taking a 3 or a layup.
Drive here, and nice shot as Lyson able to get it to go.
She's had a couple of moves like that, right, where she's had the ball either at the free throw line or extended, and just 1 or 2 quick dribbles, gets all the way to the line. Watch her rip through right there and then step through and extend, and she's got good body control, good strength, able to get that shot off.
Couldn't convert the 3-point play, though, so it stays a 14-point lead for PC. McKenzie down the middle, and that one got away from her a little bit.
I don't know how she got through that. She went through 3 defenders without drawing a charge or getting a foul, too. She's just got that slippery body control that a lot of the great scorers have.
Well,
Nice pass.
Oh, and Hayden couldn't reel it in. Boy, they had a wide open opportunity there.
And again, I think that comes down to rushing it just a little bit. You get so excited or you're nervous about pressure and you rush it just a little bit. If you slow down and you deliver that, that's a guaranteed 2 points.
And the fact that that doesn't go in as a hoop, it kind of just emboldens the defense to continue to attack like that, I think, too, because it doesn't, you don't see it end up as a layup.
Yep.
McKenzie, a shot fake, then takes it in. No good. Ware pushing it back for Minnetonka. Nice bounce pass there. A baseline drive, but it's short. Rebound try by Lyson wouldn't go. Hayden had her hands on it, and I think we're going to have a foul call, it looks like. And it is going to go against Park Center, it appears.
Well, and I like what Minnetonka is doing, right? They're getting second and third chances because of their height, and that's what their strength is. They got a couple of girls with good length and good height. You got to give yourself second and third chances. The other thing it does, Jay, is it also forces all 5 Pirates to have to rebound instead of leaking out and getting some of those easy transition points.
Ware will shoot up a 3. And
great hustle.
Left it short, but they are able to save it.
Nice move.
And the runner is good for Lyson.
She's got that little hesitation, then she just takes off, and she's got those long strides. She's got a couple of really nice moves tonight.
Cox down the baseline. Pass was deflected as getting her hands up was Shoemaker. Another sub off the bench here, Aaron Shoemaker getting a piece of that.
You feel like it's been all Pirates here in the first half, but you look and it's only 12, and Minnetonka's done a nice job here the last couple possessions of getting some stops and getting some good looks too.
McKenzie had to get away from her, and then we get a tie-up that will go Park Center's way.
See Minnetonka going man-to-man too. Let's see if we start to see a little bit more of McKenzie looking to attack.
Griffin down the baseline, threw it away. And then a bump by McKenzie getting up, trying to D-up on Lyson.
Well, and that's big. That's the second foul on McKenzie too. And if referees call those little touch fouls against a pressure defense, you tend to back up a little bit. And Minnetonka's going to be in the bonus the rest of the way. See if they can keep that pedal to the metal here and get to the foul line where they've been really good tonight.
Ware thought about it, now comes in, and Griffin will be called for the foul, her second.
And that's one of those too. I think with age, you start to learn when's a good opportunity to block a shot, and when even if you don't foul him, it's probably going to get called. And as Tanae Griffin starts to really learn her value to this team, they need her on the floor, and with 2 fouls, you don't want to see her pick up a third one here before the end of the half.
McKenzie checks out. Rubin back in as Ware continues to shine at the line with 4 for 4. So a 10-point game, and Minnetonka's kind of battled back into it. It looked like they were going to fall in a real deep hole here in this first half, but they have chipped away now.
And they're changing their defenses up too, Jay. They're going man-to-man some possessions, zone some, and I'll tell you, when you're in high school, that's a hard thing on offense to get accustomed to. It can throw you out of rhythm a little bit, so nice job by the skippers in doing that.
Just a little too high for Griffin there, and the Pirates turn it over. Their offense has certainly cooled off. And lining up a 3 there is Shoemaker to knock it down, and the Skippers are within 7.
Nice job by Blake Greer. The skip pass over the top, and Shoemaker off the bench, ready to shoot the ball, nothing but net. And we got a 7-point game, Jay. You're starting to see the energy level pick up a little bit for Minnetonka.
2.5 to play in the first half. That pass blocked, but Frost will recover it.
Yep, active hands.
Timeout, Barb Metcalf.
Yep. I think that's a great timeout. You kind of sense in the last few possessions, no direction, no purpose, right? A bunch of tip deflections and a couple of turnovers. So I like the timeout. And again, great job by the skippers too, and just changing their defense up a little bit and making Park Center get out of rhythm. And to your point earlier in the game, Jay, you said their offense, a lot of it is predicated on turnovers. And if Minnetonka takes care of that ball, their half-court defense hasn't been too bad.
I think it's a good lesson this first half too for both teams that it's a long game. If you get way ahead, it doesn't mean it's coast time. If you get way behind, it doesn't mean it's time to hang your head and it's over. You gotta. There are going to be ebbs and flows, and you battle back. And and then now if you're Park Center, maybe it's your turn that you stretch that lead back out again a little bit.
And really, that's kind of the metaphor for the whole season. You're going to have stretches where you lose a couple games. Park Center was 1-2 after 3 games this year. Then they've rattled off 6 games in a row, and they find themselves in the top 7 in the state. So, things are going to not always go your way. How do you respond to it? And I thought those 2 early timeouts by Coach Dasovich were big too. Kind of stopped a little bit of the bleeding and calmed her girls down. And they've certainly played the last 6 or 7 minutes with an inspiring effort.
So Park Center basketball at half court here, 2:24 to go first half, and the Pirates are up by 7, but the lead was into double digits for a while before Minnetonka's really fought back nicely. Frost will come out to Cox. Now Griffin. McKenzie remains on the bench. Griffin will turn and shoot, and that one's short. And then Frost, and over the back foul there.
Well, and again, that's where it's big, but that's a foul 90 feet away from the basket, and you're putting Minnetonka, who I don't think has missed a free throw, or maybe one here in the first half. So excellent defense, and again, as good as Tanae Griffin is, I think Minnetonka will live with her shooting contested threes and not being productive down by the basket.
So Greer, who is yet to score, we maybe threw the jinx on her by talking her up on the pregame a little bit there. Free throw is good. And the lead is down to 5.
And Minnetonka 10 for 11 here from the free throw line in the first half. So they've done a nice job of not only drawing fouls, but also executing when they do get them.
Sink back in there for Park Center as Minnetonka comes with some 1-2-2 pressure. McKenzie pulling up edge of the lane, but it's short.
McKenzie too, she's getting shots, I think, that are good shots she normally makes.
Greer driving it to the baseline, offensive foul. I think that's a pretty good call. Cox moved her feet well.
That's just great defense by Cox, just moving her feet and not reaching, right? And sometimes as a defender, watch her get in position right here, and instead of reaching, just play straight up like that, and that's a great call, and that's great defense.
Park Center been in a drought here after they were putting the ball in and pretty regularly early on here. Now lead trimmed to 5. McKenzie driving it to the baseline. Sink will give it back out to Griffin, driving it down the lane. Lost it on the way up, but it comes right back to her. Then she misses, gets it back, and misses again, but is fouled.
Well, that's just a great job by Griffin. I mean, she missed those shots, but you see her just fight for that offensive rebound, stays with it, and gets rewarded. Good drive there. Excellent defense by the skippers. And that's just great individual effort by Griffin to just keep going after that ball.
Free throw off target. Frost will come back in for Sink, and on the Tonka side, Katie Lyson is back in. Second one is good for Griffin.
Well, how about Park Center? I think with those foul troubles, not picking up full court either, getting them out of their trapping defense. And remember, that's where they really generated a bunch of turnovers and points off of turnovers too.
Three-pointer no good. Hayden's try no good, and Cox out of there with it. A half minute to go here in the first half. Pirates going to hold it for one here. 15 to go. McKenzie on the drive is fouled, so she will go to the free throw line. Ware picking it up. So Adalia McKenzie will shoot free throws here for PC.
One by five. Stop that. Good looking out, homie.
And knocks down the first. Both free throws good for McKenzie. Now has 8 points. And Minnetonka down by 8 in one last possession here is Ware dribbling it up court. And the runner is off target. And the half will come to an end. Park Center leading it by a score of 37-29. They really had everything rolling for a while, and it looked like they might, kind of pull away from Minnetonka, but did not turn out that way as the Skippers fought back into it, trimmed the lead down to 5. It ends up being 8 at halftime after those free throws for McKenzie. So definitely a good closing to the half for Minnetonka. Let's go down now to Ryan. He's with Coach Dasovich.
Slow start, lots of turnovers, which you talked about pregame. We got to take care of the basketball. What was the difference there the last 6 minutes of the half?
I think once we can, like you said, handle the open court a little bit, get the ball reversed, not throw cross-court passes, we get picked off in the middle of the floor, then they see that's going to work for us.
Well, when you broke the press, you got good looks. And the other thing, too, their pressure makes you play fast.
Yes.
How do you slow down and just have your girls make great decisions, which they did down the stretch there?
Dribble less, pass better, meet passes. Once we get into the half court, we're better. And I also think we need to limit how many second, third, fourth opportunities we're giving up on this end of the floor, and we'll be okay. But the pace, we have to be able to slow the pace down a little bit.
One more thing I really liked, you changed defenses. You went zone, man. It kind of got them out of rhythm a little bit. Is that part of the plan, too, for the second half?
Yeah, I don't love to play a lot of zone, but I think we lose speed in a lot of positions to this team, so we have to mix it up. I'd like to play a little more man in the second half. We'll see.
Last thing besides taking care of the ball, what do you have to do to win this game?
We have to finish when we attack the rim. We have to not give up second chances on the other end of the floor.
Thanks a lot. Good luck in the second half. Back to you, Jay.
Thank you, Ryan, and thanks to Coach Dasovich. We'll hear from Barb Metcalf, too, coming back into the half. 37-29, Park Center, our halftime score. We'll be back with first half highlights and more here. It's the Park Center Holiday Showcase girls basketball event on CCX.
What makes your community feel like home? Is it knowing what's happening in your neighborhood? Or when people know your name? Connections make us a community. For more than 30 years, Northwest Community Television has connected citizens, neighbors, even sports fans through video. As life gets busier than ever, we will still offer you a connected community experience through CCX Media, so you can stay connected to the place you call home.
Here she comes. I, Krista, take you, Jamie, to be my wife.
When we found out that we were pregnant, we were just elated. We were just sitting there waiting for the pediatrician. She said she won't be taking you in as a client.
We are a lesbian couple, but she's just a baby. She's the one you're denying the service to.
Welcome back here to Park Center Holiday Showcase Girls Basketball. The Pirates leading Minnetonka 37-29. It was kind of a tale of two portions of that half as we check out some first half highlights. And the Pirates really had things rolling pretty well in their favor early on. Here's Minnetonka, though, attacking, getting a layup from Desiree Ware in transition as they Had trouble with turnovers, but occasionally when they did beat the press, were able to get something out of it. Here's McKenzie, though, with a steal and a great dish.
And you could show about 6 of those examples, too, early on. Here's Park Center again in transition, off a turnover, another unselfish play for an easy layup.
Ragulin did the recipient from the Frost pass there. And then a strip by McKenzie, and they push it back the other way. And McKenzie turns and gets that one to roll. She had a few shots like that in the lane that just wouldn't drop, but still had a decent first half. Lyson had a couple of very nice moves, including that one there with the left-hand layup. And then it's Ware attacking here and able to finish.
Again, when Minnetonka was able to handle that pressure, they got really good looks out of it.
From the corner, it's Cox knocking one down right there, and then a steal by Frost, and wow, great pass. That might have been the play of the half.
Except maybe that
Frost,
other pass she had early,
And with me, I still vote for this one.
Yeah, great finish. And
wow.
Yeah, she didn't score a lot in the first half, but she had some great passes.
Yeah, that was her only bucket, in fact. And then a nice runner by Lyson for Minnetonka. They really chipped away and came back. You see the scores: Griffin with a dozen, McKenzie 8, Ragulin and Cox 6 apiece, Ware and Lyson with 8 to lead Minnetonka.
Well, you see McKenzie with 8, and you just feel like she left about 5 or 6 shots she normally makes out on the table. So I expect her to have a pretty big second half.
We'll take a timeout and come back. We'll hear from Coach Metcalf in a moment. It is Park Center leading Minnetonka by 8 here at halftime.
You think getting dumped by text is harsh? Try getting dumped by a tennis ball. My ex-owner drove me out to the woods, yelled fetch, and by the time I brought the ball back, he was gone. Yeah, I was pissed. But the folks at the shelter helped me let go of my anger. I learned coping skills, like taking it to the hole. Boom! Now I'm ready to fetch again. But how about I throw and you run and get it?
I got some Oxy after I hurt my neck. First, I took them to feel better. Then, I just kept taking them. I didn't know they'd be this addictive. I didn't know how far I'd go to get more.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
And welcome back here to Park Center. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to hear from Coach Metcalf here to start the second half. They were in the locker room so long that the half's about to begin here. So, Ryan, what do you think she would have said?
Well, I had some great questions written down on my hand, too. But, no, I was just going to talk to her about keeping that pressure, and did foul trouble really kind of get them out of it. And I'm guessing that's it. So, interesting to see what changes they make at halftime. Both these coaches very good, very smart X's and O's coaches, and really it's all about adjustments and how you respond to it.
Tonka basketball to begin the half as they trail it by 8. Ware catching the feed from Hayden here and then swings it back across. Greer chased off the 3 there. Now Greer will shoot it up from the corner, but it's short. She really had to hurry that one. They kept it alive though. Hayden in traffic and rolls off. Griffin boards it and ahead to Ragulin. And it's going to be out of bounds off Ragulin. Greer got back to get a piece of that and forced a very awkward looking shot.
You can see Ragulin laughing a little bit about that. That's where it's the old simple thing of coming to a jump stop. If you come to a jump stop, you protect the ball and you're still able to finish. But good hustle that time by Greer just to get back and disrupt that.
I have to say too, nice call by the official. A lot of times when there's a kind of a shot block, they automatically or a foul, or they automatically give it back to the offense, even though it clearly was off Ragulin's hand last. Frost getting a piece of that, but it still gets to Hayden, then lost it as she tried to pass, and ahead leaking out is Frost for the layup.
Again, transition, not necessarily off of a turnover in the front court, but get a steal and you got to be able to get back on D.
Cox made the block that time, but she realized I'm already out of bounds. I can't grab this, so it just harmlessly bounces out, and Skippers will get it back.
You know, down 10, we've seen a couple of good possessions for the Pirates. Minnetonka's got to get something positive happening here on offense.
Inbound nearly stolen, but Hayden gets it. Lyson cut off, got it back over to Greer. Oh, Ragulin nearly had the steal and will be called for the foul.
You just get a feel, too, the Pirates are waiting in that passing lane, aren't they? Waiting to anticipate, jump that pass, and get out and go in transition. Interesting to see if Minnetonka can incorporate some back doors to kind of go against that type of pressure.
Left side is open, so Ware attacks and scores. It isn't all that often that Desiree Ware gets to say, I've got a player much smaller on me, I'm going to attack, but that was a great shot.
I'll tell you, when she makes her mind up to go, she's got great explosion and speed, and we've seen her do it a couple times here tonight. She's able to get to that basket, and she can finish.
So the lead back to 8 now for Park Center. Down low it comes to Griffin, around to Frost, stepping back, jumper won't drop. Nice rebound, McKenzie scores and a foul. She's strong and athletic, hard to keep off the glass.
And she's only a sophomore too, keep that in mind. And I'll tell you the other thing she did, she's a quick leaper, but watch her finish with her left hand here. At that angle, that is a ridiculously hard shot to make. And quick leaper, takes the contact, and wow, she's a great player already. I can't wait to see her as she continues to get older and more experienced and even stronger, but she's a phenomenal all-around basketball player.
Well, it didn't take long, too, to get the 4th foul on Piper Terry in this half, so she is probably going to have to sit for a good chunk of the second half, you'd think, unless they just decide they're too far behind and have to roll the dice.
Well, if you got Piper Terry on the bench, they're going to really need Blake Greer to get some scoring.
Greer, a runner there, wouldn't go. Frost, the rebound.
You know, even though she missed that, you like to see her being aggressive, trying to get to the basket.
Griffin had it blocked by Hayden.
Oh, nice throw.
Hayden has it stripped away, though. Ragulin out of there with it. McKenzie is going to stop and fire, and no good. Fight for the rebound. Cox had it, and Ware ties her up.
A great effort by both teams. That's what you love to see. Girls getting on the floor, fighting for that loose ball. Interesting decision, too, by McKenzie there to pull up. I thought she could have maybe taken another dribble or two and maybe got to the rim. She's such a good attacker and slasher.
Griffin for 3. That one's off the back of the iron. Nice rebound by Hayden. Now Lyson had it tipped away from behind. Cox to Griffin. Nice crossover there and gets to the hoop. Wow.
What was great about that is showing off her length of her arms. She started all the way on the left side of the lane and without taking a dribble, able to extend and finish on the right side. That was beautiful.
13-point lead now for Park Center. Ware is doubled up and going to be a tie-up as Frost got her hands. Well, we might have a foul.
Yep, they're going to get a foul.
Yep. The official on the baseline had foul. The other up top said jump ball, and the foul call is going to win out. Frost will pick up her 3rd.
And again, that's part of being a freshman. You never want to pick your dribble up in the corner like that, especially against a team that likes to trap and pressure. You're putting yourself in a bad situation.
Frost giving her coach a nod, saying, yep, I know I've got 3. And there's Hayden. Nice screen to free her up.
And that's the old screen the screener underneath out of bounds. But miscommunication by the Pirates.
McKenzie turnaround, and Hayden grabs the rebound. Ware attacking and just left it short. Griffin out of there with it. McKenzie has Ragulin as well. McKenzie's going to go all the way, no good, but was fouled.
Well, Ware, that was a great move. I think just the length of Griffin there was able to get a little piece of that layup, but then the thing is, off a missed shot, look how fast Park Center gets down the floor. And how about the hang time by Adalia McKenzie there. Takes the contact, still able to get a good shot off and almost made it.
Foul on Hayden was her 1st. And no good on the free throw here for McKenzie. One more coming. Sub getting set to come in for the shooter is Rubin. Second one is good. And so 12 points now for McKenzie as you see Rubin checking in. So Skipper's down by a dozen. Good pressure D there, making life difficult out top. And saved there by Frost. It comes back to Frost when she's on the ground. And what do we have here? Looks like a foul call coming up. It is against Minnetonka as Hayden will pick it up. Although, even though it ends up as a foul on Hayden, I think they're probably happy to see they're kind of fighting fire with fire there. They're scrapping for the ball with Park Center.
Absolutely, but again, you see that pressure. Minnetonka just not a good job that possession, taking care of the basketball, slowing down. The other thing is when your dribbler picks up their dribble, you got to be available. You got to be able to come and get open.
Pirates missing a three, but again, they get the ball back. You don't have to shoot a great percentage if you're getting 3 shots every possession. And Cox misfiring there. That's the one thing that a lot of times a team that really likes to play fast and get up and down, especially at the high school level, if you can force them to play a slower half-court game, sometimes they struggle with it. Into Hayden, switches to the left and scores. She's getting fired up.
Yep, I'll tell you, that was a great possession. They handled the ball pressure, and they went to their advantage. And again, there's good length on that advantage as well.
Frost trying to force the action, but didn't get a call there, and now Ware will step back and fire in and out. Nice job to keep it alive, but then the shot missed as it got away from Keppen, it looked like. And we're going to have a timeout taken by Park Center, which was probably fortunate as they were
that ball
throwing
looked
the ball.
like it was in the air when that timeout was granted. But you know, that last possession, Minnetonka, great offensive rebound by Keppen. You don't have to rush the shot. If you don't have it, it's okay to kick it out and reset. On the possession before, I thought they did a great job having some patience. They let Sophie Hayden, get set up down low, and she went to work, and she's had some success doing that. She's got 10 points. And again, you're down 10. You're right where you were, just a few minutes ago. You've gotten a couple good possessions here.
So we'll see coming out of the timeout here as the Pirates were up by 8 at halftime. They'd led by as much as, I think, 14 in the first half. And Minnetonka made a run, got it to 5, and then eventually 8 at the half, and right now sitting at 10. Two, 3 here, looks like again for Minnetonka out of the timeout. Inside, Griffin, dish to McKenzie, was fouled.
That was just a great motion, great passing. Nice job sealing by Griffin. How about her vision, too? Again, we've seen her make a couple of great passes from the low post, knowing right where her teammate is. McKenzie, great job cutting to the basket. So often you see teams against the zone, they stop moving. And you can't stop moving against it. If you move, you can get that zone to move. You can find creases that are open. And Park Center did a great job. And again, a lot of that was predicated on the passing ability of Griffin.
Good timing on the cut, too, there.
Yep.
If you do it at the wrong time, things just don't flow that same way.
Also helps to have a 6-foot girl that's got long arms and that is willing to and talented enough to make that pass.
Griffin with the steal over to Cox for the layup.
And this, again, is kind of what we saw in the beginning of the ball game. Quick turnovers, quick baskets, and there's another turnover.
Greer double dribbles.
That was great hustle by Griffin there. Really setting up for Kayla Cox. And again, just handling the ball pressure, being able to dribble. If you got 2 girls on you, you got to have that head up. You got to find who's open.
Griffin for McKenzie that time couldn't quite thread the needle there. Park Center 48-35 lead again now, and that pass, I'm not sure why Lyson let it go there, if she thought it was to somebody else, but seemed to be within reach, and she just let it bounce away.
And you can see Coach Dasovich has her head down on the sideline, and you'll live with some turnovers, right? If you're really, aggressively trapped and there's nowhere to go, but those are the kind of passes when there's really token pressure, just making a simple A to B type of a pass, you got to be able to complete that.
Cox gives it over to McKenzie. Now Frost. Griffin out on the wing will turn and fire, and that one is short. And no good. That would be one knock I'd maybe see on Park Center at times. Shot selection isn't the greatest.
Well, and against the zone, sometimes you're going to get open, and there's some great sayings. There's a reason why you're always open, and it's probably because that's what they want you to do is shoot that. Again, Tanae Griffin, such a great player. I think Minnetonka will live with her shooting threes.
Steal there. First Frost got a piece, and then McKenzie up with it. Too strong. Gets it back and scores.
Yep. Again, turnover, long pass hanging in the air. Park Center all over it. Gets a steal, and a nice job, too, by McKenzie following her miss. Does it seem to you like she's stopping a few dribbles earlier? There's another turnover. Instead of getting to the rim for a layup, it seems like she's settling for 7-8 foot jump shots.
And a timeout taken here as this one getting away from Tonka again here. 50-35 Park Center. They kind of pounce when they sense a little weakness here. And, and obviously the things kind of go hand in hand too. If you're making baskets or free throws, then you can set up that pressure. Whereas if you're going cold like they did later in the first half, you don't really have that same opportunity.
Well, and I think Park Center too, one of the adjustments they've made that we haven't mentioned is they're still pressuring, but they're doing it without fouling. They only have 2 fouls here in the second half. I think that's a big reason why they kind of got out of that was foul trouble there in the first half. So again, Minnetonka, you can't telegraph where you're passing with the ball. You got to ball fake. You got to be quick and strong with it. And if you got 2 people on you, Jay, it sounds so simple, but sometimes it can be difficult. You feel that pressure. You just got to slow down and find the open girl.
And I fully acknowledge that sitting up here on a stool at way up high in the gym is a lot easier to see the open players than it is down there in the middle of the fray.
But again, like we saw in the first half, if they can handle that initial pressure, they were able to get layups out of it. They just got to be a little bit stronger with it.
Griffin trying to go cross court. It was tipped, but it ultimately ends up with Cox anyway. I know Park Center doesn't want to slow it down, but they're thinking if we're up 15 and you're going to sit in the zone, maybe we'll just
get you out of it. We'll hold it.
We'll hold it until you're out of it. McKenzie gives it away to Ware.
Just got herself in trouble. Nowhere to go there along the baseline.
Greer is going to shoot up a 3. No good. Tip loose, and they'll get another crack at it. Greer zipping it inside. Lyson hits.
Great offensive rebound. Nice play, too, that time by Greer, finding Lyson, and she's been a nice scorer here tonight for Minnetonka. The Skippers desperately need Greer to knock a couple of those 3-point balls down.
Cox flashing through now to McKenzie. She will shoot that ball from deep and misses.
She's just been a little off tonight. Her shot looks just a little bit off.
Ware dragged the pivot foot.
You'd like to see her take that one more dribble. To your point earlier, not too often is she going to have the size matchup, right? If she takes one more dribble, I think she can extend with that left hand and maybe finish that.
Piper Terry comes back in with those 4 fouls. I'm sure the coaches are thinking, what are you saving for now? You're down 13.
And she has 2 points. I mean, remember, she's averaging 10.2, leading scorer on this team. They need her energy. They need some of her scoring, too, here down the stretch.
And even though obviously you don't want her to pick up fouls, I think she's one of the players that's really, shown feistiness against Park Center. When they've been aggressive with her, she's come right back at them. Here's Ware attacking, and that's a little short. Tracked down by Griffin. Now Frost, she'll pull up in the lane, no good. Griffin had her hands on it and then knocked away. It'll stay with BC.
How about Griffin's effort? She down here on offense, she runs down, gets a piece, gets the rebound, sprints back down, fighting for an offensive rebound. Again, she's got a great motor, plays super hard.
McKenzie cutting free, but missed it. Pirates have not shot the ball as well as they're capable of here tonight. Still up by 13 and still doing a lot of good things. But
even though she missed that, did you see how high she elevates when she gets on her jump shot? Pretty special.
Ware whipping it down low.
Oh, good up and under.
Ripped away though by Cox. Here's Griffin shooting. That one is short. And McKenzie cannot save it. It'll be Minnetonka basketball.
That defensively for Park Center, I mean, that was a great move by Sophie Hayden, but how about Kayla Cox sprinting down from the three-point line to come down with two hands and just snatch that ball away.
So Skipper's basketball as they'll inbound, and now Ware. Pirates backing off a little bit here, just picking up hard at half court. Terry driving into the lane and was fouled as everybody's sprawling through there.
Well, there's kind of that spark that she plays with, right? She's just a hard-nosed player, good, quick first step, and they're going to say I was on the floor, not shooting. Wow.
So baseline inbound here as Ware gets set to trigger it in. Bison with McKenzie hounding her, gives it over to Ware. Frost did a good job of cutting her off. Now they try to lob over Cox's head. It's off Minnetonka, and it will be Pirates basketball.
Well, that ball on that pass, you want to get a little bit higher, but I'll tell you, Kayla Cox at 5'5", giving up quite a bit of height there and did not stop fighting.
Oh. Sink turns and knocks it down. She just came back in the game and buries a three.
And that's deflating. Turnover on one end. It could have been a layup right back down, and Sink knocks down the three. One of the few perimeter shots we've seen go in tonight for the Pirates, but a big one nonetheless.
Terry forcing one up, no good. And here come the Pirates the other way. Sink
nice
whipping
pass.
it ahead. Frost, shot fake layup.
Great pass by Sink, but I'll tell you, I just love how Lauren Frost plays. Doesn't she just have great awareness, great shot fake, finishes on the other side of the rim. And again, you see that transition. They're just so dangerous, and they're unselfish. They've proven it time and time again.
Terry will be called for the travel. I think she stepped on the defender's foot a little bit and it threw her off.
Oh, and here's the three by Sink. Again, throwing it up ahead in transition. Nothing but the bottom of the net. And then Sink over here, great pass to Lauren Frost. How about the shot fake, getting the layup. She's had a heck of a ball game. Not necessarily scoring a ton of points, but just making her presence felt, making winning plays here tonight.
And Frost is the type of player that I think on a less talented team could be one of those, go-to 22, 24-point-a-game scorers, but just does a lot of things well for this team.
Well, and she averages 13.7, so she's very capable of it, and she's got great ball handling, too.
McKenzie attack, no good. Frost the rebound, no good, but she was fouled.
5'9", and I'll tell you, she's a junior, so she's by far, got some of the most experience in this program, but she just does everything well. And again, she's got long arms, that time showing it on the offensive rebound, and she's a very good free throw shooter as well.
Frost now with 7 points here for the Pirates. And you talked about it before the game, Ryan. can Minnetonka score enough to stay with Park Center? And here they are at 37 points with about 6:20 to go.
And I think to beat Park Center, you got to probably get to the mid-60s. Even tonight when Park Center hasn't been great offensively, they're still going to end up around that 70 to 75 mark.
Ware was fouled as she worked her way in. It'll be Rubin picking it up.
Well, Desiree Ware has really been the one person tonight that's, I think along too with Lyson, who's attacked the basket. And she's gotten a couple of baskets. She's gone to the free throw line and knocked him down. She's had a nice ball game in double figures scoring as well.
One more here for Ware. Her dad coaches the boys team over at Maranatha Christian Academy, and Ware makes both free throws here, but it's an uphill battle now for Tonka. They're down by 18. Frost drives, kicks it to McKenzie, and off target with that one. Nice rebound by Rubin, though. Rubin trying to shoot it up, but didn't realize how long of arms Hayden has. Up court quickly, but the Skippers don't take immediate advantage. Now they go inside with it. Shot blocked. Second try and a foul, so Omi will go to the free throw line.
Well, nice high-low action that time, and Hayden finds Omi, and Omi misses the first one, but stays with it and able to get some contact.
Going to be on Rubin, be her fourth. And Omi short with the free throw.
You wonder too, being down 18 with just under 6 minutes left, is Minnetonka thinking maybe about full court pressure, trying to do a little trap of their own? They haven't shown much of it. It's been more of a delayed type of a trapping defense, but at this point you need to try to get some more possessions.
Hayden had the rebound but then knocked away. And so the Pirates will get it right back here. McKenzie, step back and no good. Boy, she has really struggled with her shot tonight.
And they're good shots, right? They're 5-6 foot, jump shots, and just have not been able to make it.
Hayden goes to the hoop and is fouled by Griffin.
So that play was set up before she ever got the ball. She did a great job of sealing Griffin. And I think sometimes when you're really talented and you're a good shot blocker, you feel like you don't necessarily have to fight as much for position. And Sophie Hayden won the position battle before she got it, and that enabled her to just catch and go. And whether it's a foul or not, it looks like a foul. It looks like you got to go through the body to be able to block it. So nice job by Sophie Hayden.
Unable to hit that first free throw, or second one coming here. And makes that one. So she has 11 points in the game tonight for Minnetonka. They are down, though, by 17 as Lauren Frost works her way into the front court for PC here. A little over 5 to play in the ball game.
I'll tell you, both of these teams over the next couple of years are going to be not easy to deal with for the other programs here.
Frost looking to break the defender down, then a step-back jumper, but that one was short.
Oh, great throw ahead.
Ware getting it up, and the shot attempt, though, no good, and then a foul after the rebound. First shot taken there by Ella Durkee, number 30, who's checked in. And then heading to the line will be Shoemaker.
And that's a great example. If someone has a breakaway layup, you never want to quit on the play. You always want to trail it because you just never know. And that time Shoemaker does a nice job sprinting into the play and getting the offensive rebound.
Cox back in here for the Pirates. And Shoemaker makes a pair. She has 5 points tonight for Tonka. The lead is at 15. Raglan bringing it back out to the top here. And a near steal as a deflection on the passing lane by Hayden.
Hayden's had a nice game tonight. Very active, I think she's done a nice job of using her length and a couple of nice shot blocks and some good scoring down low as well. That time does a great job playing the passing lanes. If you're Minnetonka, I think you can't play a relaxed defense anymore. You got to try to get up and make something happen.
Griffin will turn and shoot, no good.
We got to be careful.
And ball knocked away as Shoemaker thought she was fouled there.
But that's what when you turn your head down and you dribble into a double team, nothing good's going to happen.
And that'll be a travel on McKenzie as she tried to split between defenders.
And you can tell she's a little frustrated.
Lyson will hand it back to Ware. Ware attacking with the left hand.
Well, we've seen her do that a couple times tonight. She's got those great long strides. She's been able to get to the rim pretty consistently and a good finisher as well.
Griffin shooting one up off balance, and Raglan will be called for the foul.
Not just explosion, but then look at her protect that ball and then finish with that offhand. She's got a game-high 14 for the Skippers, and a bunch of them just like that, penetration and finishes at the rim.
Timeout for Park Center, and John Jacobson and I talked about in the first game this afternoon that we did, the Champlain Park St. Louis Park game. Kind of a good close, how do you close a game situation here for Park Center? They're up 13, 3.5 to play. How do you go about finishing this type of game?
Well, it's one of those weird things because you want to still be aggressive, but you got to be smart. And we've seen Tanae Griffin tonight, I bet, is 0 for 5, 0 for 6 from three-point land. And when you're up by 15, you don't need to take a quick three. So I'm sure that's something that Coach Metcalf is going to talk about is I want to stay aggressive because that's who we are, but let's be smart about it. Let's take, let's everyone look at what your strength is and play to that. They got so many options. You got a great ball handler in Lauren Frost. Raglan's had a nice game, and of course you got Adalia McKenzie, who struggled a little bit, but one-on-one can get to the basket against anyone. Tanae Griffin down low has been unstoppable. So you want to play to your strengths. You want to stay aggressive, but you want to be smart at the same time.
So free throws for Molly Omi coming out of the timeout. She went 0 for 2 at the line a moment ago. And that one was good.
Well, and I think you give Minnetonka some credit too, not giving up on this, right? Down 16, 18, still fighting. They have a chance here to make it down 11.
And shooter went over the line too early there, so would not have counted even had it gone there for Omi. Griffin out to Cox. Griffin throwing it in for Raglan. A lot of traffic, and Ware up with the steal. And layup rolls off. And then the next one was blocked, and Griffin was fouled. That'll be against Ware, her second.
A great effort by Griffin there to deflect that, and great defense. But again, we saw another questionable decision down offensively. When you got a 12-point lead, you either got to make them foul you or you got to get a layup, right? You got to take care of the basketball. If you're Minnetonka too, you got to start extending your defense here and forcing 5-second count. Try to get in those passing lanes. Try to create some type of turnover if you can.
Griffin driving it from the wing, kicks it over. Frost is wide open for three, but no good. Greer runs it down. Greer lobbing underneath, and the layup is good. Wow, a nice find there. It didn't look like a lot of room, but Durkee gets the layup.
Oh, wow, what a spin. How about that? About 3 seconds after the made basket, you get it out in the head, and I tell you, when McKenzie gets space one-on-one, she is unguardable. Beautiful spin move and a finish.
Tonka went back to the well there once too often, trying to lob over the D, and that one was picked off easily by Cox.
Well, it's such a hard pass because you got to almost have a perfect angle. Sometimes you'll see people either throw it too short and it gets taken away, or you end up doing that where you throw it too long and it's uncatchable.
Raglan across to Frost. McKenzie will shoot up a jumper there. Griffin the rebound. And then Raglan gets it back again.
The smallest girl on the court, maybe with the biggest heart too, just fighting, and gets a great offensive rebound. This is smart basketball right now by Park Center. Just great spacing, spreading the floor and making Minnetonka extend their defense.
Under a minute to go now. Park Center up by a dozen. It looks like they're going to go 2-0 here in their holiday showcase with a couple of nice wins. We're chasing Frost around out there. And then gets it away to Raglan. Raglan will pull it back out.
You know, surprising you don't see Minnetonka trying to trap a little bit and just force a turnover. That time they do. But they've been content here to let Park Center just run about a good minute and a half off the clock.
Down to 10 seconds to go. McKenzie backing it off here. Her team up by a dozen, and it looks like that is how the game is going to end, as Park Center will win it here. 59-47 to improve to 8-2 on the season. So wasn't always perfect, but a good night here again as Park Center chalks up another W. So our final is 59-47. We'll be back to wrap things up here in just a moment from Park Center. You're watching girls basketball from the Park Center Holiday Showcase on CCX Sports.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly.
Lights out. Good night.
And put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
Welcome back here to Park Center. The Pirates win it 59-47 to get a sweep of their two games here in their holiday showcase, and we're joined by Lauren Frost and Kayla Cox. And Lauren, a nice, impressive performance for your team both last night and tonight. You know, how exciting is it to come out and play well here on your home court?
Very exciting. We love having the holiday tournament here. Last year we were 0-2 and we finished 2-0 this year, so yeah.
Your team, in both of the halves, you came out and kind of took it to them a little bit, then they battled back. You know, what was sort of the difference down the stretch for you guys to be able to hold them off and get another win?
In the first half, we kept shooting threes, which we tried to limit that in the second half, and I think we did pretty well.
Overall this season, now at 8-2, how do you feel about the way this team has played up to this point?
Awesome. We're doing great as a team. We're playing more together. We're more disciplined. I think this season is going really well.
Lauren, thanks for joining us. Great job, and Happy New Year to you.
Thank you. You too.
All right, and Kayla Cox, what did you think about this performance here tonight? Minnetonka's, a pretty good team and always a good team. What did you think about the Pirates' performance?
I think we played really well as a team, and we looked like everyone got the ball a couple of times before we shot. We weren't just coming down and rushing. And our defensive side was really good. We were talking, running around, helping each other out. So yeah.
I thought you really frustrated them with your defense in the first half, especially getting some traps, getting a lot of steals. How much fun is it when you can kind of sense that the other team's panicking a little bit?
I mean, I really like it. It feels my game, and then I get to help other people get score, let the points go up. So I like to get steals.
You have a good variety of skill on this team, too. You've got some smaller, quick players like yourself and Aaliyah and some bigger players inside. How important is it to have that, variety of attack for your team?
Well, our little players are quick, so we can get to the basket fast and kick to our post, and they finish because they're big and strong.
8-2 so far as we head toward January. How do you feel about this team, what you've done up to this point?
I feel like we've been growing every game, playing as a team more. We're shooting way better. Our free throw percentage has gone up, so everything's been going good.
Nice job here tonight, and good luck in the rest of the season, too.
Thank you.
All right, Kayla Cox and Lauren Frost, a couple of the captains for this Park Center girls basketball team that's off to a tremendous start, and they'll be heading back into the heart of conference play here as we get into January. Again, your final tonight in this one is Park Center 59, Minnetonka 47. For Ryan Iverson and all of our crew, I'm Jay Wilcox. Good night from Park Center.